Hello, everybody. It is Farmer Jill, Worm Farmer today, because we are using the worms to make our agriculture amendments for 2024. I have two plots picked out. One will be for corn and the other is going to be for soybeans. My goal is to figure out this mystery of whether I can farm and triple my yields using only microbes and worms, basically the soil food web, to pull nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into a plant organic form, NH4. So I started this fall, ordered 1 pound of red wigglers in August, 1 pound, and then I had them in a bulk tank, fed them a lot of garden produce all year, just kept them cranking, never really did much with them. I tried raising worms several years ago and I killed them all. I gave them protein poisoning. But the good news is I learned about that then, and so I know about it now. This time I haven't killed too many. A few of the European night crawlers I have killed. I think I might have given them protein poisoning. I gave them some livestock feed. Might have been too much. Anyway, so move the worms from outside inside, trying to keep my population going so I can create as much vermicompost as possible. I just got inside from checking the outside thermophilic compost bioreactor, I guess you'll call it. It's in a wire cage. I started it in December, and we've completed our thermophilic phase, so now we're in the cool down phase where we just start to let the pile mature, age, increase in micro diversity, and keep feeding them to break down that organic matter. Also hoping for a lot of fungal activity so that we can get lots of humic and fulvic acids to extract this spring once I get my extractor built. There's a lot to do, but I'm being hopeful. I'm trying to stay positive. 2024. Oh, it's going to be my best year. I know it. Please. Because every year prior for the last 5 have had major catastrophes, starting with 2018 when our barn burned down. From then on, let me tell you, you all know about 2019. 2020 got worse. 2030, whatever, not even into 2030. I'm saying back to what we're doing here. I'm checking these bins today. This one obviously needs fed. It looks like I turned it and watered it December 17th. I've got low numbers in this bin, and I still have what looks like low numbers in this bin. And that's fine because I have some other bins that have very high numbers. So what I guess I'm going to do, since I have an extra tray over here to my left that I can set aside. I actually should have more space, over there. I could have set this extra bin over here on the shelf. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find one of my bins over here with a black bead. Oh my, which over here, I'm not seeing any black beads on these two towers that were started later. So I guess that's probably why I have not increased population. So I'm not going to. I guess I'm going to just let these bins over here just continue as they are, because I just fed those towers over there. So I don't really want to dig into that food. I want to keep that on the top. So I'm just going to have to make a note that the next time I feed, I'm going to be pulling population from those bins with the black bead, because that means I have a high population, and then move them into the lower population bins. It should only be a few days that I have to wait, as they're eating food pretty fast. So I look at the bottom of the bin, And I'm watching for any type of standing water. I've got plenty of moisture down there. I'm seeing that the bottom of the bedding has a little bit of a glossy, shiny, glistening type of a look to it. So that's a little more moisture than I want to be having for these bins for what I'm doing, which is creating the agriculture amendments. I like how chunky this bin is. I've got plenty of wood shavings in here, which makes the particle size, like spaces larger, so air can penetrate deeper into this bin because I want it to be able to get clear to the bottom. The compaction is not, very great in this bin. For some reason, the flies love the phone because it's up high enough or something. We land on that, and that's annoying. But there's not a million flies in here, honestly. They just like the phone. So if I turn this bin, that's gonna reduce the moisture from the bottom once we bring that to the top. And there's 3 of them on there. And mix it in. So then I think we're gonna have the perfect moisture. So hopefully I can remove the dark blue bead, which is telling me my moisture is very high in here, which I don't think it really is. But it might have been last week, But then I might have added shavings and pulled that moisture down. So I'm just going to turn it. I'm bringing the glistening, shiny, glossy bottom to the top. Trying to get the drier leaves. See how on the edges it gets a little bit drier where the air can get to it. And then mix those in a little. It helps. It all helps. Flipping it up, getting the aeration into the bedding, and keeping these aerobic conditions in these bins. You don't want too much water down in there. I mean, I have looked in these bins under the microscope back when they were very, very wet outside when I wasn't paying any attention to moisture levels because I thought, what the heck, it's outside, it doesn't matter. And it matters. Everything matters. It all matters. When I looked in that bin, there were spirochetes. Anybody know what a spirochete is and what it causes? I'm surprised I don't have syphilis. I know, it's terrible. It sounds bad, doesn't it? Maybe that was all made up. I don't know. But I don't want any more spirochetes in my worm bins. So, I realized that the worms have some sort of special mucus that they secrete that kills all these pathogens. I think that's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true or not. Who knows what's true anymore? And so I'm gonna help them out by reducing that moisture and increasing the chunkiness of my bin and getting the oxygen down into there. I'm looking at this camera because these flies. Okay, I'm gonna get one of those. I'm gonna go to the farm store. I'm gonna get one of those jugs that you put that really stinky stuff in it, and then I'm gonna hang it up in the rafters so that the flies want to go higher than the phone. Like the phone is the highest part of the table right now, so they want to be at the highest spot. So I'm not seeing crazy high numbers of worms, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of cocoons in here. Oh, am I wasting my time by not adding more worms here? Like, are those worms over there that are a little bit more populated, like reducing their mating because they don't want to have that much population in the bin? Oh, that's a lot more research for me to do. Oh, I'll be all right. I think we're gonna be okay for a few days till I can increase these numbers in this population. I'm not gonna feed them a whole lot. We'll put a little bit in the center, just one spot. I'm not gonna run the 2 channels. I don't even have enough population, I feel, for that. So I'm just gonna put some, maybe give them a banana. I think they'll like a banana. And some potato. Just gonna go right down the center. What can I find them? An avocado down on the end. And that's gonna be it for this bin because, like I said, not much going on here. Although, I notice, boy, does it kick them in gear when they get that rotten, soft food. There's another avocado pit. We're going to try to grow a tree. A little bit of an apple. Okay. I think that's good enough for this here. Another apple. For some reason, those apples, when they freeze, they don't really get too soft. But I'm not into using a blender and using all that energy to blend up the food to like maximize my potential. Mr. Fly. Oh, he's gone now. Okay, so that's it for this bin. Turned and fed. Moisture levels getting there. I've got moisture high. I've got the no real fire risk. Fed today. Dark castings. Got a pretty moderate amount here, which I'm not feeling it, but I'll leave that. Low cocoon and not very much population is all accurate. So this bin is done. Ta-da! Okay, thanks for following along with my worm journeys. I am writing down here the date and that it was turned and fed. So I gotta get caught up because I see some of these bins over here that haven't been turned since 12/17. Luckily, there's plenty of food just in the bedding on these towers because my population is very low. So no fire hazards here with food, with temperature, with moisture. We're running good. Thanks for watching. A day in the life of the worm